Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Starry Tarot. My name is Sophie. For those of you who are new here, and if you are new here, welcome, and thank you so much for your subscription to my channel. If you are returning, welcome back. Good to see you. Good to see you. Happy Saturday, everybody. Live from San Francisco. It's Saturday night, or well, it's kind of not night here, but it's night on the East Coast, so, and other places in the world, so, and it's morning in Japan, so there you go. I can answer any of your questions with the exception of medical or legal questions, and all of my donation information can be found pinned at the top of the chat, as well as in the information of the live stream, and will be repeated throughout the chat by my dear friend, my dutiful AI moderator, Nightbot. And 3 choices for, and again, these are for any of your questions, as long as they're not legal or medical, I can answer. Mini readings are $7.77, and those are 5 cards, 1 question, or $9.99 if you use SuperChat. Full readings are 10 cards, or they can be split into 2 5-card questions, and that is $14.14 unless you, again, use SuperChat, or need to use SuperChat, I should say, because I really use it for a convenience factor for a lot of people. That is, I want to say $20.20, and my, for the Big Kahuna reading, my in-depth 15-card reading, that is $21.21 unless you use SuperChat. Again, that would be $29.29. So I highly recommend that people use PayPal, Venmo, or Cashapp, but SuperChat is always welcome as well, because I know a lot of people in other countries can't use certain apps, so I completely understand. As I mentioned, I can answer any of your questions. I answer a lot of romance questions, a lot of questions pertaining to career, finance, spiritual questions of spiritual natures. Oh, and today we are using the adorable, beautiful Creatures tarot deck. I love this tarot deck. It is so very cute. I've had it for many years. And I have several different types of readings on the menu to offer you, in addition to just whatever question you may have. I'm a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who have passed on. So if that is something that you are interested in, if you are wanting to communicate with someone who is no longer on this earthly plane, please let me know before sending your donation. I can communicate with most people most spirits who have passed on, but not all. Some have reincarnated. Some have not made it to the point where they can communicate. But 95% of the time I can get through to them. But I do ask that we check beforehand. I just need their name, their date of birth, their date of passing, and their relation to you. It's additionally helpful if you can provide me with a photograph, but it's not necessary. I also offer, as I mentioned earlier, I answer a lot of romance questions, and this doesn't necessarily have to pertain to romance, but I have a soulmate confirmation reading that I do. It's pretty self-explanatory. I think it sounds pretty self-explanatory. I simply ask your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestral guides, if somebody who you are curious about in your life is indeed a soulmate of yours. Bear in mind that we do have soulmates of many different varieties. They're not just romantic. We have friends who are soulmates, family members, animal friends. They come in all shapes and sizes, and the older the soul we are, the more soulmates we have. So that's also an interesting fact, or not fact, but from what I've gathered in my professional wow, in my past 5 years of reading professionally, today's the 7th of February, I just realized that tomorrow is this channel's fifth birthday. So I said I was going to have a party for the 5-year anniversary. I have work tomorrow. And if I don't, I have tentative evening plans. If the evening plans don't work out, I will be on. If they do work out, then I won't. And if that's the case, then I will still hold the anniversary party, but it will just be the day after. But yes, in my 5 years of reading professionally, that has been my observation. But with the soulmate reading, we can ask about anybody in your life who you are questioning, wondering about their place in your life, and we simply ask your guides if the person in question is indeed a soulmate of yours. If the answer is yes, they'll explain why, and in what capacity. If the answer is no, they'll also explain why not. Alternatively, we can also ask your spirit guides and your angels if they give their blessing towards this particular person who you are questioning. So I highly recommend this reading, especially for people who are in relationships that are getting to that point where things are getting a little more serious, or they should be getting a little more serious. I always say that's around like the 3-month point, but it's different for everyone. I also offer past life regression readings. I've been studying past life regression therapy since I was very, very little. Those were definitely one of the first books I started reading. I started reading very, very young, when I was 4 years old. It was astrology and past life regression therapy that just really struck me when I was younger. And so I've been doing past life regression therapy for many, many moons, many years. I've been regressed. I've regressed others, and there's a reason why it is a type of therapy. Knowing your soul's tapestry is incredibly enlightening. It can answer so many different questions, and we don't have to ask with the intent of, oh, please illustrate the past life of so-and-so that would help them most in this life now. We can ask with any question, like, was so-and-so in a past life with me, or was I this in a past life, or please illustrate a past life of mine that was the most difficult, the most challenging, or illustrate the past life of mine that was my favorite, that was the most enjoyable. It can also explain irrational fears that we can't really get to the bottom of. Past life regression therapy is excellent for that. Highly recommend past life regression therapy readings. As I mentioned earlier, I answer a lot of romance questions, and I have a lot of clients come to me and ask, how does so-and-so, what are so-and-so's thoughts towards me, or how does so-and-so feel towards me, or what are so-and-so's intentions towards me. And I have a reading I developed over 5 years ago. Actually, with the help of the book that came with this tarot set, but I modified it to my own discretion, and it is very, very effective. I call it the TFI reading, the thoughts, feelings, and intentions spread, but a lot of my clients call it the OG love reading. And again, this does not have to be for someone that's of a romantic nature. This can be for a friend, a coworker, a neighbor, a family member, a pet. I do animal readings as well. I've done many TFI readings for pets. But essentially, we can even do it with a mini reading. It answers 3 questions in one, which a lot of readers are not willing to do. It'll answer all 3, in addition to your general energies and their general energies, in the connection overall. So it's very comprehensive, and it's no additional donation amount. it's the same as what I have posted at the top of the chat. I also offer private readings. I offer 2 different types of private readings. The first one is by appointment only, and that is done over Zoom. And the setup is like what you see here. You see the cards, you see me, you hear me. You can give me all the backstory and context that you need. It's just one-on-one, totally undivided attention. Not like you don't have my undivided attention when you're on my live stream, but it's even closer when it's just you and me. It also offers that level of discretion and privacy that a YouTube live stream just can't. So I highly recommend this. I recommend it for every client of mine to at least try once, because it helps establish a deeper a deeper relationship between the two of us and a deeper understanding. But I also highly recommend it for people who are dealing with a problem or an issue that is multifaceted, that has multiple questions attached to it, because there's no limit to the number of questions you can answer or cards that I pull, other than time. You schedule the allotted time, and if you need more time, and it is and you have time and I have time, I can usually extend it if we need to and if you want to. I also offer private readings at no additional donation amount, but they're not one-on-one. I do them over DMs, over voice memos over DMs on Instagram, or typed via email, and those are really for reasons of, again, discretion and privacy. If you don't want your question broadcasted on my live stream, that's totally fair. Just send me your donation with your question, and I can answer it in, at the very latest, 24-hour turnaround, but I can usually get back to you within about 1 to 3 hours. So if you have a question and you don't see me online for a couple of days or whatever the case may be, I always have a deck of cards, multiple decks of cards on me, at least one, whenever I go somewhere. So that is always an option for you. And again, it offers that privacy. Hi, hello, Ariana, right? How are you doing, love? Happy Saturday to you. So yeah, with the private readings that are no additional donation amount, just make sure that you add your question when you send your donation. And we just received our first donation from Miss Ariana. Thank you so much, love, for your donation. Sorry, my pack's been a little wonky lately. Let's go ahead and start the queue here. All right, love. How does Jordan feel about me right now? Did you want me, okay, Miss Ariana, did you want me to do the thoughts, feelings, and intentions spread, or did you just want me to ask what he is feeling? You just want to know why he is feeling towards you right now. You got it, love. All right, let's get right into this. And what is, sorry, love, I'm forgetting your sign. And what is Jordan's sign? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How does Jordan feel about Ariana right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How does Jordan feel towards Ariana right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How does Jordan feel towards Ariana right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How does Jordan feel towards Ariana right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How does Jordan feel towards Ariana right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Jordan feel towards Ariana right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Jordan feel towards Ariana right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Jordan feel towards Ariana right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Jordan feel towards Ariana right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Jordan feel towards Ariana right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Jordan feel towards Ariana right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Jordan feel towards Ariana right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Jordan feel towards Ariana right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Jordan feel towards Ariana right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how does Jordan feel towards Ariana right now? He is, sorry about that. He is a Cancer, and you are a Libra. Okay, sorry, just give me one moment. One moment, thank you. I am so sorry. Thank you for letting me know. Well, it's a good thing I didn't get into. All I said was I am seeing some heavy energies here, right off the bat. So I didn't start reading. So no worries. We're gonna get right on into it. I did ask while I was muted if you guys aren't dating right now, right? I don't think you're communicating right now, are you? I could be wrong, but that's just more the energy I'm getting. Just looking at this in a cursory, quick way. You are you're dating and you're talking. Okay, well, if you're dating, then you would be talking. Okay, so you're both dating and talking. Okay, because there's a lot of heavy energies here, and I'm gonna get into them. It doesn't, and just because someone's dating doesn't mean that there can't be heavy energies. Um, and it doesn't mean, and just when I say heavy energies, I don't necessarily mean bad energies. We have this Nine of Wands reversed here, which is often a signifier that there is a fundamental imbalance in the connection. There's one person putting in more work than the other, or more effort than the other person. And I get the feeling, I get the sense that would be you, if I'm correct in seeing this. If you feel like everything's totally equal, like even Stevens between the two of you, please correct me and tell me I'm not, that this isn't resonating with you, so we can get on track. But Nine of Wands reversed, when we're talking about romance, is usually a one-ended, a one-sided, not entirely one-sided, but a relationship where one party is putting in more effort than the other. I also see this with Ten of Wands and Temperance, and we'll get to that in a moment. And then we have this Queen of Pentacles upright, which I believe is you. I don't know how long the two of you have been dating for, but I get the sense that you really want to make this work. You really, really care about him. You want to see this. You want to see this work, and work is the operative word there. That's why I'm seeing this Queen of Pentacles, this Queen. Pentacles being material, work, the Queen of Work. I see that, I feel like you're the one putting in, I don't want to say all the work, but a lot of the work right now, a lot of the energy, a lot of the time, a lot of the effort. I'm not saying that he's not doing anything, but it is, there is an uneven balance that I'm seeing here. We have this Queen of Pentacles, and then we have this Knight of Pentacles right here. Again, talking about putting in the work, a willingness to put in the work, and I don't see, like, I do not see him like with a wandering eye. I don't see him like not wanting to be with you or wanting to split away from you, but I'm getting an energy of him just being comfortable. We're kind of fighting over me being needy. I don't think, okay, well, would you say that you're needy, or would you just say that your needs are not being met by him? Because that's kind of what I'm talking about here, is one person's putting in more effort than the other, or the effort that one partner is putting, or there's a lack of effort on one partner's end, and that's him. It sounds like you are needy. Well, okay, that's fine. It's fine to be needy. I mean, there's nobody here, so if you want to get into it, how would you describe needy? Like, is that, or did he say that you were needy? What is there something specific that you're needing from him and not receiving? I mean, to me, needy would be like, I need you to pay for absolutely everything, and I need you to take me to 5-star restaurants all the time. Like heavy, like high maintenance. Like that to me is really needy. Emotionally needy, in my opinion, would be, do you feel that you don't see him enough, or do you feel like you want to see him just all the time? You're over texting. Is this something he told you, or do friends and family agree with you that you're over texting? I mean, if you're in a relationship with, I kind of feel like, I don't kind of feel, I feel like if you are in a relationship, I don't really think there's such a thing as over texting. I think there's such a thing as someone not responding as frequently as they should, or if he is busy and literally cannot reach out to you, I mean, I would hope he would say that. I feel like I want to see him all the time. Friends and family tell me to. Okay, okay. Yeah, so because I did mention that I did ask if that was a factor. Like, do you feel like you just want to be with him like all the time? Okay, okay, yeah, and that's okay. I'm gonna be really honest, Ariana. That's okay. There are lots of couples out there that spend all of their time together. Um, I'm thinking of several couples that I know just right off the top of my head. They almost hardly spend any time with anyone else. They just spend all their time with each other, and they're usually married couples. I'm thinking of a couple that aren't, a couple of couples that are not married that do spend all their time together. But that's what both of them want, and if that's what you want from him, that's okay. But if it's something that he doesn't want, then that to me sounds like you guys aren't on the same page. Um, and we just received a donation from Miss Mercedes. Thank you so much, Mercedes. Let me quickly add you here to the list. Hope you're doing well, love. He feels like I expect him to respond right away. It's because we're at a distance. Oh, okay. So there's distance between you. Got you. Got you. And that is difficult. That's difficult. I'm gonna repeat. He does not want to see anybody else. He doesn't want to date anybody else. He's not talking to other girls. I don't get that sense at all. I get the sense that he wants to be with you, but it sounds like it's not so much that he doesn't want to do things for you, so much as that he cannot do a lot of things for you. Long distance is very, very difficult. I don't know how long the two of you have been dating, if it started long distance or if it started not long distance, but I've tried it myself a couple of times. I tried it in my 20s, I tried it in my 30s. Both times did not work. And that's not to say that every long distance relationship is going to result in failure. Not at all. It's not what I'm saying. But there are very real difficulties, even if the distance isn't that far. If the most important part of, arguably the most important part of being with someone is physically being with someone. And you don't get to have that if you guys are long distance. And with this Queen of Wands reversed, I feel like this is his energy. Like he's determined to keep you. And I feel like this is his energy too with this Knight of Pentacles. He's determined to keep you in his life, but there's only so much that he can do. There's really only so much that he can do. He said I'm taking a toll on his mental health, basically. I don't know if that's unfair of him to say or not. If he's being honest, if he's being really forthright, Ariana, if it's causing him anxiety, stress, and is affecting his mental health, I mean, I'll tell you, I tried being in a long distance relationship about a year and a half ago. It affected my mental health for sure, for sure. I don't know if it affected his, but it affected mine, and because it's very, very difficult. And so if he is telling the truth, I don't think that's something that was unfair to say. I think, but if he's just throwing it out there like you're affecting my mental health and he's totally fine, then that's not right. But if he's being honest, then that is something that needs to be discussed. If he was affecting your mental health in a negative way, I would hope that you would share that with him and explain what it was that was affecting you, to keep the dialogue open, to make sure you guys are both on the same page. And that's really what I'm seeing here right now. Is I don't see him not wanting to be with you. I still see him desiring you. I still see him having affection for you, but there's just only so much that he can do. And it's very difficult for him to to stay in the present moment with the Six of Cups reversed, because he really does have strong feelings for you, love. He really does. But, and I keep on saying this, but there's only so much that he can do. And when you have strong feelings for someone, you usually want to be with them, you want to do things for them. And I feel that he feels the same way, but he also, what was his sign again? Did you say he was a Cancer? Regardless of his sign, I find that men, I think, have an easier time of separating their heart from their mind. And that's kind of what I see him doing right now. Is his heart belongs to you, um, and vice versa, but he has to live his life, and he has to take care of his responsibilities. And if he feels like he's failing you in some way, that affects him. I could see that affecting me. I could see that affecting a lot of people. And I'm not trying to defend him or anything like that. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing here. I don't think this is. I don't think you're in the wrong. I don't think he's in the wrong. I think this is just something that's difficult to. It's a difficult hardship to overcome, and I'll get to that in a moment. But this High Priestess reversed. I should have pulled the card before I explained it, but the High Priestess reversed is is indicative of what I was just saying, where some signs, and I think men in general, just have an easier time of separating their emotions from their logical thinking, whereas with women, we're hardwired to to have emotions, to feel and process our emotions. Men aren't. And I'm not saying he doesn't process his emotions or isn't emotionally mature. I do sense that he is actually very emotionally mature, but it's logic and his heart are kind of at odds at this time. And we've got this Ten of Wands here. Ten of Wands is burdens, hardships. I keep on saying that there's a lot of it's a toll. There's a lot of tolls to take when one is in a long distance connection. Um, if you don't know where someone is, I mean, even if it's not a long distance connection, if you don't know where someone is emotionally and or physically, I think you know where. I hope you know where he is emotionally, but and then not knowing where he is physically, that's something that is, that it's frustrating, but that's just part and parcel of dating someone long distance. It's something that needs to be that just has to be accepted. And I think that's something that um, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think you worry about like where he's at. What troubles you is the fact that you can't physically be with him in person at this time. And the spirit is also saying with this Temperance card that there will be a restoration of balance. Um, Also, I kept on seeing the Three of Wands when I was shuffling, and Three of Wands is about patience. It didn't come up in the spread, but the energy that I'm getting is that their equilibrium will be restored in this connection. Um, but both of you need to be very, just very direct and very honest with your communication, which it sounds like the two of you are. Um, it sounds like you guys keep communication open, keep the dialogue open. He can't respond to you as often as you would like, um, but it's not because he doesn't like you or anything like that. It's simply because he's living somewhere else and is an adult with responsibilities and a full life. Um, but with this queen, yeah, this Queen of Swords, I do see, yeah, Temperance, Queen of Swords, I do see balance being restored. I see him feeling like things will be restored, just not at this present moment. It's going to take time. I don't see him going anywhere. I really don't see him going anywhere. He does really care about you, girl. He really does. And I don't see him wandering. And he didn't ask me if he was talking to other girls, but just to, let you know, your heart, his heart belongs to you, and vice versa, and your heart belongs to him. So, yeah, Temperance, Queen of Swords. These are both cards of balance being restored. But it won't happen overnight. Um, it's just part and parcel of the difficulties of being in a long distance relationship. And he intends to. He's staying with you for a reason. Um, with this moon reversed card, he is staying with you for a reason because he wants to be with you. And that's saying a lot, not because not because you're not worth it, girl, but because long distance relationships are just so difficult. I mean, I've seen people who really, really, really cared about one another and just had to lay it to rest because it was just either one or both of them just couldn't handle the long distance. Um, it's unless you have unlimited resources and time and can fly out and see each other whenever you want, which is not the case for most people. It's very challenging. It's very challenging, and this is something that he's fully cognizant of. Um, but he knows that things will get better between the two of you guys. I don't know if you guys have talked about moving closer to one another. If he's talked about moving closer to you or you moving closer to him, but I think I feel like that's what he wants. But it's not right now. It's not going to happen. Obviously, it's not going to happen right now in the present moment, and it's not going to happen overnight. But it will happen. I do feel, at least in terms of his intentions, he does intend on restoring this, in meeting your needs and being there for you, and understanding that. I think he has an understanding that your quote unquote neediness is is a is a result of, or a consequence of being in a a long distance relationship. It's just part and parcel. It just kind of comes with the territory. Um, excuse me. So he acknowledges that this is difficult. He acknowledges that he's not meeting your needs, and it does frustrate him because he does really care about you. He has very, very deep feelings for you, and he doesn't want to disappoint you. Um, but he can only do so much. And in conclusion, I would say, again, I don't know, I don't recall how long the two of you have been dating for, but in conclusion, I would say, his intentions towards you are good. His feelings towards you are good. He wants to do right by you, um, and intends to do right by you, and believes that it will get better, um, once the situation has changed in terms of landscape. Um, but I'm definitely seeing someone who really cares about you, and also with this affecting his mental health, he wouldn't care. It wouldn't affect his mental health if he didn't care about you as much as he did. If this really is affecting his mental health, which I could see that happening. I'm sure it affects yours as well. Just like I mentioned, it affected mine. It's difficult. It's difficult, but um, I do see someone who's also like I mentioned, like if he didn't have such strong feelings for you, it wouldn't be affecting him the way it is. You know. So time is, patience, my love. He really does care about you and wants to see this work. Um, it just is going to take some time, not not forever, but when 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 either one of you is able to. But his intentions are good. Okay, love. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Ariana. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much for your donation. I appreciate you as always, and I really hope I brought you some clarity this evening. You're welcome. You're welcome. Mercedes, thank you for your donation, love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, Mercedes. How are you? I would like to know how my ex Jay is doing. I do not want to get back together with him. I just saw that our old job is only open 3 days now, and he was a manager. Not sure if he still is. Okay, hon. Did you want this to be a 10-card reading? And you're a Sag, right? What's Jay's sign? Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How is Mercedes XJ doing? I broke up with him and left the job. Both were toxic. Oy vey. Okay. Girl, I've dated more Leos than any other sign. So I know Leo men. I know Leo men. So let's see. How long were you guys dating for? And when did y'all break up? We have Ace of Wands, Six of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, the Empress reversed, Ten of Wands, Six of Pentacles, the Lovers reversed, Three of Wands reversed, Knight of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. So I don't think that he's working a lot. I think we were together 6 months ago, maybe 8. Okay. He's working a lot. So there's one of two things going on here. You said that it's only that the place you guys used to work at is only open 3 days now, and he was a manager. There's one of two things going on here. Either he's still working there, but he's definitely got a new job, or he's just got a new job. But it could be both. But he's working, girl. He is hard at work. 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. This guy's working a lot right now. And with this Ace of Wands, yeah, he's definitely got a new job, hun. I really believe he's got a new job. Again, that's not to say that he's left your old job. He might still be there. I kept trying to encourage him to leave and that they were mistreating us. He may have left. I think he left. I think he left. 6 of Swords, detachment, the Lovers reversed. That an ultimatum, breaking away from a unity. Yeah, no, I stand corrected. I step back from what I said. I don't believe he's working there at all anymore. He's got a new job, babes. I stand firmly. I saw that he definitely has a new job. I think he's left. Yeah, because I was trying to figure out this 6. I'm like, what has he walked away from? Okay, he's walked away from that job. Got it. And this Ace of Wands, we got both the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, new job, and it pays him well with this 6 of Pentacles. I don't know what he does. You don't have to tell me. But 6 of Pentacles is he's definitely being compensated well. He works very, very hard, puts in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and is paid amply. And I see that here with this 8 of Pentacles right here in the center. With this 3 of Wands reversed right underneath. He is hard at work. 8 of Pentacles is sustained, paid work. Like, it never ends. So I certainly don't think that he's still working at your old job, because this is like, I feel like he's working like 7 days a week. With this 3 of Wands reversed, he's got like no time for himself, like little to no time for himself at all. I know you didn't ask this, but I do believe he's single. I think that he does not have the time for a woman in his life right now. That's a big one, because we have this Empress reversed with the Knight of Pentacles. Right now he's in a position of servitude to his new job, which makes sense. I mean, we're already in positions of servitude to our jobs, but especially at the beginning, we sometimes have to take more ish from people, take more crap, establish ourselves within a new working environment, take on hardships, take on responsibilities that other people don't want, to kind of like prove ourselves, you know? But yeah, this Empress reverse card, he's got no time for entertaining ladies in his life, which is very surprising for a Leo man. They almost always have a woman in their life. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but and Leo women too. They often Leo people almost always have partners in their lives. The level of seriousness always varies and is usually not that serious. I'm not talking about you and him. He's a flirt. He's a Leo. Yeah, he's a fire sign. All y'all fire signs are the flirtiest. You're a flirt too, girl. I'm not saying that like you flirted with me, but I have every reason to believe that you're a good flirt. I'm the crappiest. I have no idea how to flirt. I'm an Aquarius, just like alien to me. But yeah, no, he is focused hard on working, and it's difficult. Like I said, there's a lot of hardships, a lot of burdens that he's taking on, a lot of extra work. He's probably doing overtime. Like I said, I think he's definitely working like 7 days a week. I think he hardly gets a day off. But he's making bank, girl. I'm a total flirt, but when we were together, he was flirting with everyone in front of me all the time. Yep, that's Leo men. That's Leo men. I had to when the first Leo guy I dated, who was one of my first boyfriends. It really, like, we broke up several times over it. Yeah, it's a big reason we broke up. Yeah, yeah. And then I started when I got older, and I was still dating Leo guys because for some reason it's like I'm like a moth to a flame to them. Um, I noticed that yeah, they flirt, but as long as they don't touch, I don't have such a problem with it. And as long as I'm allowed to flirt as well, which I don't, but like if I can see that they're just like charismatic. I mean, Leos are very very charming, very very charismatic people. Um, they flirt with everybody, and if you're flirting with everybody, your intention is likely not going to be I want to be with every single person I'm flirting with. It's more I think Leos really do it honestly just because they like the ego boost. If you ever compliment a Leo, like I've met several Leos who do this. I'll be like, "Oh, you look really good today." They'll be like, "Sorry, what did you just say?" And I know damn well they heard me. They just want to hear it again. And we all love. Well, no, some of us like being complimented more than others, but Leos love compliments. They love it, and I think that's also part of the reason why they flirt is they're seeking that complimentary um, energy, and I think they're kind of addicted to it. They can't just get it from one person. It was giving me anxiety, and the girls were shameless, even the ones who knew we were together. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. It's about the intention. Like I said, there there were Leo guys I dated who definitely cheated on me. Looking back at the relationship in hindsight, like of course, like one time I found a pair of underwear, a pair of knickers in my ex boyfriend's closet that were clearly not mine. I know what underwear I have, and it was like right on the top of his like laundry hamper. I'm like, and I broke up with him. We got back together stupidly, but he insisted. He's like, I've had tons of ex girlfriends and I've lived here for years. Oh my god, he totally gaslit me, girl. He was saying, "Oh, I've lived here for," and he was like 21, and he lived there for like 2 years. He was like, "Oh, I've lived here for so long, like it would stand to reason that that they would be there. You're being crazy, blah blah blah." No, no, not fresh. I don't know if they're fresh, gross, but not like right on top of the hamper. Like maybe if it was in the back of the closet, sure, maybe I'd buy that. But no, they were right on top of the hamper. So yeah, pretty shameless. I don't know if the girl knew I existed, but either way, yep. Same with Maya. Hey Debbie, how's it going, love? Yep, that's called gaslighting. That is gaslighting at its finest, Mercedes. Yeah, calling you crazy, saying you're wrong. You know, I planted panties in my brother's car so the thing would leave him. The thing, his ex girlfriend. That is because you didn't like the girl he was with? Debbie, that's diabolical. That's really funny, though. Oh my goodness. Panty planters. We got panty plants. That's funny, Debbie. That's funny. Wow. Yeah, that's well, you got rid of her. It's effective. Yeah, no, he was like defending my ex was defending himself left, right, and center. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I know you've lived here for a while, but not on the top of the hamper. I'm sorry. Like, nope. Nope. Oh, there we go. Yeah, no, they can be scoundrels, honestly. And this one might very well. He told me he was toxic. This one might very well be a. He sounds like a Leo scoundrel. is what he sounds like. Um, no one in the family liked her at all. Plus, I read the leaves on her. What do you mean you read the leaves on her? Is that a saying? I don't know. Oh, and thank you so much, by the way, Mercedes. Thank you so much for your donation, love. I really appreciate you. Um, sorry, one sec. And I really hope that I brought you clarity with this reading. Yeah, he's working, working, working. Um, oh, a tea leaf reading. Okay, because I was kind of thinking that too. I was like, maybe tea leaf reading. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, Mercedes. Yeah, he's a busy bee. Conclusive, like in conclusion, Jay is a busy bee right now. He's left that place. He's got a new job. He's making hella money. Um, doesn't have time for much else right now. Um, but yeah, that is what I am seeing. Um, all right. So that means, sorry, one sec here. All right, so that means that we have just completed this Mercedes reading. So that means that the donation queue is currently open. If you would like your question, if you have a question that you would like to have answered this evening, please let me know. Thank you so much. Oh, sure. Yeah, sure, Debbie. What's up? I have been obsessing about a person that I do not know personally, but I need a yes or no if she is in the spirit world, but I do not want the person's name known. I need their I need their first initial. It's I will say it's you probably get a more accurate reading with the name. Um, but I can do I at least need the first initial of the person. And okay, so you want to know. So you've been obsessing about a person you know personally. Are are you like dreaming about them? Gotcha. Yeah, I can answer that question, Debbie. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Debbie, for your donation, love. Let's see here. All right, Miss Debbie. I was thinking about you earlier today. That's so funny. You like popped into my head. I forget why. What I was thinking about. I had a lot on my mind today. All right, girl. Let's see. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Debbie's N person part of the spirit world? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the woman Debbie dreams about and part of the spirit world. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the woman N who Debbie dreams about part of the spirit world. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the woman N who Debbie dreams about part of the spirit world. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the woman N who Debbie dreams about a part of the spirit world. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the woman N who Debbie dreams about a part of the spirit world. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the woman N who Debbie dreams about a part of the spirit world. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the woman N who Debbie dreams about a part of the spirit world. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the woman N who Debbie dreams about part of the spirit world. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the woman N who Debbie dreams about part of the spirit world. Yeah, you've been talking to me. That's true. You were on a couple days ago. By the way, I just realized today is the 7th of February, which means tomorrow is the 8th of February. Duh. That means tomorrow this channel turns 5 years old. I have work tomorrow in the South Bay till 4, which I'm not going to get into. Yeah, I've worked in the South Bay till 4, so I will do my very best to go on tomorrow night because I said we were going to have a party celebration. I'm going to do my very best to come on tomorrow night when I'm done. But I might have plans. I'm not quite sure. All right, we have the World, 2 of Swords reversed, 6 of Cups reversed, Knight of Wands, and Queen of Cups reversed. I'm Yes. My answer is yes. Oh, thank you, thank you. I know. I feel feel old. I'm just kidding. No, I'm so proud and so grateful. Um, 5 years is a long time, absolutely. Um, this tells me everything. The world completion. Yes, N is no longer a part of this world. N is a part of the spirit world. Um, N comes to you in your dreams, in under the light of the moon. Queen of Cups reversed, Two of Swords reversed. Both of these cards feature the moon in their traditional artwork. And we just received a donation from Kay. Thank you so much, Kay, for your donation. Let me quickly add you here. Yeah, so my answer is yes. Yes, she is a part of the spirit world. She comes to you in your dreams. Um, she's not a memory of someone who you had from your past. She's not someone who you knew. The Six of Cups reversed. Um, and yeah, you said you're low key obsessed with her right now, and I see that with this Knight of Wands. There's a strong spiritual bond between the two of you, um, which leads me to question if this end. Two things. It, well, if this N person, if N is a soulmate of yours, if N was someone who was a part of one of your past lives, um, that's my that actually not too. Just one question. I wonder if she's a soulmate of yours, um, because there's definitely a bond. Um, okay, and you don't have to DM the name if you don't want to, Debbie. But there's definitely a bond, and the fact that you even know her name, that she made it clear to you in your dreams, I think that speaks volumes. Um, but she, the connection. You said that you felt, you know, an obsession, kind of an obsession towards her. Well, the feeling is mutual with that Knight of Wands, um, and that's why she communicates with you in your dreams. Um, and it's the only way she can communicate with you. Um, well, no, it's not the only way she can communicate with you. Um, you could, I mean, I could likely, if you wanted to, I could possibly do a mediumship on her. You will understand why when I disclose the name. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Brings up some questions. Yeah, like if she would be, if I would, if there's other ways she could communicate with you, like through medium, or if you could do. I don't know if you've done readings on her. I know you're well versed in divination. And we also just received a donation from Shar. Thank you so much, Shar. Um, and we also received another donation from Mercedes. Thank you so much, loves. Thank you, thank you. Let me go ahead and update this list here. Thank you again, Debbie. Check their name and tell me if you want to go there. For sure, Debbie. I will. I'll check my Instagram later. And thank you again so much for your donation. I really appreciate you. Kay, thank you so much, Kay, for your donation. Kay, were you interested in a 15 card reading? You got it. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Thank you. Alright, Kay, give me just 1 sec. Thank you. Alright, so sorry about that. And we are back. Okay, Kay, let's see. We have the Hermit reversed, 8 of Cups, Temperance reversed, 4 of Wands reversed, 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups reversed, Strength, 6 of Cups reversed, 4 of Swords, the Fool, Hierophant, the Emperor, Six of Wands reversed, Six of Swords, and Two of Wands. Okay. All right, obviously starting with the first card here, we have the Hermit reversed, which is often it's not it's well, the Hermit, as you know, is the one. We all know what a hermit is: someone who keeps to themselves, who doesn't associate with other people, doesn't talk to other people, doesn't play nice, just is on their own. In its reversed form, it's not saying that you're in hermit mode or that you're doing that yourself. In its reversed form, it's often indicative of feeling that other people are like hermiting themselves from you in your life. That there's a fundamental empty space where either people or plural or singular, where either people or a person is missing, and correct me if I'm wrong, it is causing a level of dissatisfaction. It's not something that you're pleased with this Nine of Cups reversed, and I don't want to say it compounds upon the feelings of alienation that the Hermit reversed indicates, but it certainly doesn't help. Nine of Cups reversed is lack of fulfillment, lack of contentment, feeling as though the dreams that you've been manifesting aren't coming to fruition. And correct me if I'm wrong here, if I'm not on the right path, or if I'm not on the right track. And then we have the Hierophant right underneath, which is about you knowing. I mean, we can just easily say the Hierophant is about morals, ethics, morals, our standards. You know, in this context, it's like you know what you're looking for in life. You know how you have a good idea of how you would ideally want to see yourself, to see your life look like. You're a Leo. We've got this Strength card here, and you have very strong Leo energy as well. Like I never forget that you're a Leo. Like some of my clients, I'll forget their signs sometimes, but you have such strong. And I can predict a Leo from a mile away a lot of the time, but you just have very strong Leo energy, and Leos are very, very social creatures, very, very social creatures. And if you're in a position where you're feeling like there's an absence of people in your life or a certain person in your life, then that's going to conflict with what you hold dear and what you want to see come to fruition. Then we have this Eight of Cups paired with Strength and the Emperor. This has to do with romance. What's going on with you and that girl? I know you don't like to talk during my readings, but if you could just answer that one question, even if it's just super briefly, that would help me so much, but you don't have to. But Eight of Cups, Strength, and the Emperor is telling me that you definitely still hold a torch for her, or you hold a torch for someone who you want to be their emperor. You want to be their divine masculine counterpart. And the Emperor is also about control, autonomy, making things self-sovereignty, making things and seeing things happen and come to fruition in your life in the way that you want to see them, which is very, I mean, I think everyone likes that and everyone ideally would want that, but Leo's like that the most, I think. It's going good. I'm getting used to practicing patience. Okay. Because I'm seeing it's yeah. Your feelings are still very strong. You still want to be her emperor. Correct me if I'm wrong. Since I think she is just naturally a distant person. Um. Well, speaking about being distant, we have this Eight of Cups. And Eight of Cups is indicative. That's why I was asking the question about how things are going with you and her, because Eight of Cups is almost always indicative of someone knowing that they need or knowing that they should walk away from someone or something, but they can't. And it sounds like that's not the case specifically with you. I would, as time goes on, there definitely are people in this world that are naturally more distant. Um, but if she's still acting distant towards you, like say, I mean, you give it a time frame, but if I were you, if she was still acting distantly towards me in like I'd give it at the very longest 3 months. If she was still behaving distantly towards me and things weren't moving forward, then my patience would I would relinquish my patience, because at that point, even the most naturally distant person is going to realize, hey, if I don't show some interest here, I'm going to lose this person. And I don't know if that's where she's at. We do have the Three of Wands here. I see that you are definitely practicing patience. And I has it been, how long has it been now since you met her? Like, it was like 2 or 3 months ago. And I can't tell you what to do. I can't, and I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just saying, if I were you and I didn't see any progression from, not since the last 3 months since you met her, but from now, if things are still looking the same, like 3 months from now, that would be a red flag for me. That would not a red flag as in not she's a bad person, but that would just indicate to me like she's not interested in me. That would tell me that, because people, even the most shy person, even the most distant, reserved person, being a distant and reserved person myself, even the most distant, reserved people, like naturally, if they really want someone or something, especially when it comes to desire and romance, can make the most timid people, the most guarded people move mountains. So I would just bear that in mind. I believe that she is a naturally distant person, but I think, at a certain point, that distance should start to abate. I left to focus on myself, and she came back to me, so everything kind of hit a reset, like a chapter book continuing. Okay, gotcha. We've got this Temperance reversed, Six of Cups reversed, and Six of Wands reversed. This Temperance reversed is almost always indicative of a fundamental imbalance. It could also be indicative of excess, but it's usually a reflection of something that's like a personal reflection of something that is that was causing you stress or causing you anxiety in some way. And like you said something interesting. You said, I left. Oh, okay. So you left to focus on yourself, and she came back to you. Okay. Are you guys dating right now, or are you guys just friends? And when you left her, do you mean you stopped talking to her? I don't know the depth of the connection quite well enough. I don't think. This Six of Cups reversed right here in the center, the Crux card. Sorry, one moment. Yeah, the Six of Cups reversed right here in the center, the Crux card, what I call it when we do these 15 card readings, is usually a sign that it's that someone is letting past experiences dictate their future. And that doesn't really, let me know if that resonates for you, but to me that doesn't sound really like your vibe or your energy. I stopped talking to her, but she works at the gym I work out at, so she just kept approaching me when I went. Okay, she works at the gym that you work out at. Okay. But you guys are talking, I'm assuming, like on the phone and stuff, texting. Yeah, and you said she came back to you. That's great. But you also, I think, another thing to consider though is in what capacity did she come back to you when she returned to you? She's at her work already, and she continued talking to you off the phone or offline, however, what case it was. I would still, I wouldn't, it's difficult because I don't want to say that all girls like being chased. I like being pursued. I like being courted. That's a big thing for me. Is I want to know that I'm wanted. That's if I'm interested in someone, I need them. I need to see that they're interested in me. That's a really big one. And I think you mentioned in the past that you were afraid of pushing things too quickly with her. You didn't want to seem, you didn't want to put pressure on her. But I think there's a difference between putting pressure on someone and genuinely courting someone. Like, have you asked her out to dinner or like out to coffee? Yeah, we talked text and I invited her to hang out tomorrow, and she said, "Okay, all right, okay, there we go, my friend. Is this the first time you guys have hung out outside of work, or?" We've got the Six of Wands reversed here, which must have to do with something else, because that's a win. To me that sounds like a victory. Um, in terms of progress, it we still don't know if she's taking this as a romantic gesture or if she's just seeing this as a platonic friendly gesture. Um, but I certainly wouldn't see, either way, I wouldn't see it as a lose at all, or a defeat. It won't be the first. Great, that's fantastic. That's good. That's really good progress. I think that's good progress. Thank you for clarifying that. So I think the Six of Wands reversed is because Six of Wands reversed is a sense of a feeling of defeat, a feeling of loss, feeling that you've lost victory. So I don't get the sense that that's what's going on here, because that's definitely progress. That's definitely progress. Um, yes, the Six of Wands. It's usually, yeah, feeling like there's a lack of recognition in your life for your work and your efforts, lack of rewards for your achievements, or just a general feeling of lack of achievements. Um, I I don't know if that's how you're feeling right now, but that's usually what the card is signifying, and that's the energy that I am pulling from it. So I don't know what context that is, people have been testing me at my workplace, and it's a lot of pressure, and there's a lot going on. I'm trying to balance, heavy is the crown. For sure, for sure. I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, you're an adult, you're a grown ass man, you've got a full life, and it's life is challenging, and you've got to take care of your things as well. And I'm sorry to hear that, that people have been testing you at your workplace. That's really not cool. Um, Four of Wands reverse, Four of Swords, and Six of Swords. Are you thinking about leaving your workplace by any chance? Because Four of Wands reversed, Four of Swords, and Six of Swords. Four of Wands reversed is indicative of dis a lack of harmony, um, and there's a lot going on. I'm trying to balance. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. I just reread something that you read already. Yeah, balance. There's a lot that you're trying to balance. Heavy is the crown. Yeah, and we got this Temperance reversed. I was mentioning multiple times, fundamental sense of imbalance. Four of Wands reversed is more of a fundamental sense of disharmony. I always think about leaving, but only part time. Yeah, yeah. And I see that because there's disharmony with this Four of Wands reverse. There's disharmony in a union in your life, some type of unity, some type of union. I don't mean you work for a union or work with a union. I mean like the union between you and your workplace. I had a set goal of amount to make a week, and my work doesn't get me there with it solo. Gotcha, gotcha. So you're thinking about. I was thinking about leaving, but only to part time. So you consider leaving. So you consider like reducing your, because we got the Four of Swords here, which is the consideration card. This is taking a step back and really thinking about something, really taking things into account. Um, and then we have the Six of Swords, which is walking away, detachment, separating yourself. So if working there full time is not meeting your financial needs and goals, reducing my hours and getting another job so I can balance both. Only way to make more is to get another job. Absolutely, I agree with you. Of course, and that just stands to reason. As you said, you work there full time. And the amount that you make weekly does not meet your goals. However, I would argue with you that yes, you do need. That's the only other way is to get another job. But I believe that you can find another job that would meet your financial goals, my friend. And I'm telling you, I was just gonna get to it. It's out there, dude. We've got this Three of Pentacles here, which is work. It's the workplace. It's collaborative working. And I think that you can find a job that you could work at full time, and not burn yourself out with staying part time at your other job and get paid the amount that you need. It may take some time to find that opportunity. It's going to take some searching. I don't know if you've already searched, and it's going to take some thinking, about which direction you'd want to go. And damn, shoot, I'm seeing that here with this Two of Wands, decisions making. Which direction do I go? But you need to make a move with the Fool. You've got to move. You've got to take a leap of faith. The Fool is all about taking a leap of faith, knowing that that a change needs to happen. And the Fool is actually very wise. We can't, coming from a tarot reader, most things in this life cannot be predicted. There are a lot of things that are fate, but most things are not. When I'm reading tarot, I'm reading current general energies that are present in this world. And with the Fool is really actually not a fool. The Fool is very wise. The Fool knows that he needs to take a leap of faith, and he knows that that the change may not work, but he knows that if he doesn't take that leap of faith, then the alternative is things still not working out. Every manifestation starts with an idea, so I'm up for a challenge. Hopefully I find that job and make the right moves. Absolutely, dude, that's what I'm totally seeing that here. 3 of Pentacles, Fool, and 2 of Wands. Decisions, exploration, and collaborative working. Finding an environment that will pay you. And that's not a whole lot to ask in this world, you know. Like, I have every reason to believe that your financial goals are not like completely, totally lofty. I think that I have every reason to believe that your financial goals and desires are very practical and within the present moment. And I truly believe that they can be met with one job. I mean, it's a lot of people do have to take 2 jobs to make ends meet, or sometimes more than 2 jobs. But oftentimes people can find that one job where they work full time at, and it brings in the bread that they need. Thanks for the reading you gave me. Hope in my career. It's next on the list of upgrading. Appreciate it always. You are so welcome, Kay. Thank you, my friend. You've got this. You really do. You have such a wonderful time tomorrow, having coffee with your crush. I'll be thinking about you. I'm really excited for you. I know this isn't the first time, but it's a step in the right direction. It really is. It's progress. We like that. And I clocked that work thing. Like right when I saw the cards, I was like, ooh, I see a positive work change. I did see disharmony in your current job situation, but a positive work change in the not too distant future. Okay. Thank you so much again, my friend. Thank you. Mercedes, thank you so much, Mercedes, for your donation, love. Mercedes, did you have 2 5-card questions, or did you have a 10-card? Did you want a 10-card reading? Mercedes, please come to the chat, love. Thank you. There she is. You would like a 10-card. You've got it, my friend. Please go ahead and post your question. Thank you. I would like to know how Anthony feels about me. And did you just want to know how he feels about you, or did you want to do the thoughts, feelings, and intentions? I just always ask, just to see. Excuse me. Blowing my nose. Absolutely, we can. And what is Anthony's sign? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Mercedes? I don't know. We flirted a bunch and we're supposed to go out, but it never happened. When was that? We have 5 of Swords, the Moon reversed, the Tower, Queen of Pentacles reversed, 5 of Wands reversed, the Empress, King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles reversed, 4 of Cups reversed, and 2 of Wands a few months ago. Okay. And have you guys kept in touch since then? Let's start with your general energies, love. You correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I always like to start with your general energies because you're here. You can tell me if it resonates or not, okay? But we've got the 5 of Swords and the Empress. The 5 of Swords is a feeling of defeat. Is a feeling like you lost out in some way. It doesn't have to be a sense of like permanence, like I've lost him forever type thing. He's been liking my stuff on Instagram, but no talking. Okay. Yeah, you correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a bit of a feeling like yeah, like you didn't win, like you did. Everything felt like it was going smoothly. Like you said, you guys flirted and you liked him and you had every reason to believe that he liked you. I'm assuming he asked you out. So it was like you did everything. The 5 of Swords is like not just defeat, but it's like feeling like you did all the right things. Like you didn't do anything wrong yet. You know, why didn't the date happen? You know? Yeah, you don't know what happened exactly. Yet you still definitely hold a torch for him with this Empress card. He's still on your mind. And I'm not just saying that because you came here and asked me about him, but he's still very much on your mind. And when you guys would flirt together, he really brought out your. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he really brought out your sense of your deep sense of divine femininity, you know, which, you know, we all have as both men and women. We have divine masculine and divine feminine energies. Of course, one is stronger than the other, depending on how you identify gender-wise, etc. But he really made you feel like a woman, you know, like a he made you feel like a natural woman. And so that's where this, like, what happened there? Like, why, you know, why didn't that go through? His general energies, we have the 5 of Wands reversed and the 2 of Wands. 5 of Wands reversed is like, well, it's inner conflict for one. Why he has inner conflict towards you, I'm not quite sure. It's making me raise an eyebrow as to how single he is, to be honest. Because I genuinely think that he liked you and possibly still does. Especially if he's liking your stories or pictures, you're still on his mind. But you noted there, and I think that was really important to note, that he's not saying anything. And that's also part of this Five of Wands reversed, inner conflict, but also like when a guy wants a woman, or vice versa, but especially in heterosexual relationships, even if someone, even for the most progressive, gender progressive person, I think most women, and I talked about this earlier, I think most women do like to be courted. They like to know that someone, they like to be, I don't want to say fought over. I know some of us like that too, like rivalry, like men fighting over us or whatever. But the energy I'm getting more from this is like him not putting in the effort that he should be putting in. He's not chasing you like he should. Again, I don't know if that's your vibe, if you want to be chased, but I would think that you'd at least want to be courted. And then we have this Two of Wands. This is what made me question how single he is. Decisions. Weighing heavy decisions. Now, why is he weighing a heavy decision in this connection between you and him? You know what I mean? The connection that essentially ended with you guys planning a date and then it just not happening. Did he stand you up? That's happened to me before, more than once. Different dudes. But, and you don't have to tell me if he did. He did. He stood you up? No, he didn't. Oh, he didn't. Okay. Did he call with some excuse, or? Because I'm assuming that this was on his end. You know, because you're wondering what happened here. You know. So I'm very. This definitely makes me raise an eyebrow. This general energy here. His thoughts towards you, we have the Moon reversed and the King of Pentacles. He still thinks you're the bee's knees. I didn't like the date he planned. It was uncomfortable to go away with him, and I barely knew him, so I told him to plan something else. He said he would and didn't. Oh, strain. Oh, girl. He was trying to take you out of town for your first date. He's not single. I can almost promise you he's not single. Guys who take girls out of town for dates and like that, and then they can't, he couldn't meet you halfway and plan a date that was local. That's a red flag. To me, that's a major red flag. And he does still think that you're the bee's knees. And you're still on his mind with this King of Pentacles. It was like with all his friends. Even if it's still with all of his friends, girl, it's the fact that he couldn't and didn't plan an alternative date for you guys. Like, why did it have to be that or nothing else? And that's also a little strange. He's friends with my friends and they haven't mentioned any girlfriend or anything. I don't, and that's the thing, is I don't know if it's a girlfriend, but there's something he's concealing, girl. We've got the Moon reversed here. I read this first. You are on his mind, and he still does have feelings for you, but there's something that he's hiding. The Moon is one of the few cards in the deck that is basically like, just when it's in its reversed form, is like doubled down. It's not the opposite of what the Moon upright is. It's almost like just heavier. Like that he could be concealing this from friends of his. Like I just get the sense that there is a woman in his life, and he could be concealing her from people he knows as well. I've known dudes who have done that, and it does. He likely does not live with her. I don't think it's like that. I don't think that he like lives with a woman or something like that, because that he wouldn't be able to hide. I think that but I do think there's a woman in his life that he is concealing and does his best to conceal, because his behavior is just not. It's all right from an outside perspective, from a third party perspective, where I have no attachments or involvement here. This just reads like if you're one of my, well, you are one of my homegirls, but if you're like one of my like homegirls, like, you know, like around the bay, and you came to me and told me this, I'd be like, my eyebrow would be raised. It would be raised. His feelings towards you, we have the Tower and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. His feelings are like I said, he does have strong feelings for you. That I can't deny. But he also feels like if he were to move forward with you, then there would be a massive abruption in his life. And that to me means one of two things, or both things, or both things. Either the abruption would be, now I've got a girlfriend and it's public and I don't want to be tied down, because I'll tell you that this guy is, I really don't think he likes being a boyfriend. I don't think he likes being tied, like, quote unquote, tied down with someone romantically. Does he like the company of women? Yes. He's a straight guy. Of course he does. So I think there's a woman in his life who's like, who he keeps like on the low, because he wants that freedom. You know what I mean? To act like a single guy when he's out with his friends, when he's at work, etc. He's keeping his options open, essentially. His energy, I'm not liking it. I'm really curious what his sign is. His feelings towards you, I like to be tied down. Yeah, and most women do. Most women do. It's in our nature to nest, you know, to be in a partnership, to want that. Not all women, but most women. I mean, think of lesbians. Like, I have a lot of lesbian friends, and there's that joke. What does a lesbian bring to the first date? And the answer is a U-Haul. And then the next part of the joke is, what does a gay guy bring to the what does a lesbian bring to the second date? And it's a U-Haul truck. What does a gay guy bring to the second date? And the answer is, what second date? That's kind of sad. I feel bad for my gay homies that want relationships. But yeah, women, we, gay or straight, we like to be tied down. We like to be partnered with someone, typically. If men had everything their way, they would likely all be polygamous. Not all of them, but a lot of them, I feel, would go in that direction. When the world was more of a man's world than it is today, that was very, very common in many cultures. Men having multiple wives and mistresses, when women had no say in things, you know. This Knight of Pentacles reversed, yeah, with his feelings, he as much as he does like you, as much as he does think you're beautiful and is interested in you, I don't, with his feelings, this Knight of Pentacles reversed is telling me that he's lazy when it comes to trying to bring some, I don't want to say lazy, because what I'm clocking here is not so much lazy, but not wanting to put in the work, not wanting to put in the effort that is required for a traditional connection, of which I don't think he wants to be in. So I'll tell you right now, I think there is a girl in his life, but it's certainly not a traditional, like, I certainly don't think he treats her right, especially if he's hiding her from everyone. That's pretty that's pretty schmarmy there. His intentions towards you, we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Four of Cups reversed. Yeah, it's this lack of action, this lack of putting in the work. Yeah, he's got no intentions of putting in the work here. This Queen of Pentacles reversed, like when you really want to be with someone, especially with dudes, like even if you're a shy, timid person, as I was saying to someone earlier, like love and desire, you know, they can make the most timid people move mountains, you know. And then yeah, this Four of Cups reversed. Someone who is typically in relationships for the wrong reasons. Someone with a low threshold for for romance in general. Um, Carelessness and not not putting in the effort. I think that really speaks volumes. This Knight of Pentacles reversed, Queen of Pentacles reversed. I see a man who is he's very attracted to you. He is extremely attracted to you. That's and that's why he's still thinking about you. Why he likes your photos or your stories on your social media. But he's not saying anything. Like I think it is. I think it is better this way, love. I think you dodged a bullet there. I really do. This to me reads this because yeah, I confirm he does like you, and this is how he's behaving. Like even if he doesn't have a woman in his life, which I'm convinced he does, at least in a casual capacity, he's still not putting in the effort that he should be putting in if he really wants you in his life. And that was months ago that he didn't reschedule the date. He's had months to rectify this now, and he still hasn't. And I'm not getting the sense that he's like a shy guy or something like that. I'm just getting that he kind of checks out when it comes to traditional relationships. Um, there were like no cups, very few cups. I think we had the Eight of Cups. No, I don't even know if we had the Eight of Cups. I don't think we had any cups there. Um, there were wands, desire, but I don't think he's a very romantic person. Um, like in a soulful way, like in a way that you need a partner to be like someone who's committed and communicative, who you can rely on. Um, yeah, I think you dodged a bullet there, love. I think that he would not treat you right if he were to come forward to you in the way that he should be doing based on his feelings here. Just not a consistent guy, and and questionable too. That moon reverse, really, yeah. You're so welcome, Mercedes. Thank you, love. I really appreciate you, and as always, and um, yeah, I think that this was it stings. I or maybe it doesn't, but I've been I've been in a situation very similar to this, and it hurts. But when you realize that it like if they're behaving like this now, then how would they behave in the future? Um, I think I don't think I truly believe this was for the best. Thank you again, love. Much love and light to you, and have a wonderful rest of your Saturday night, girl. Tomorrow is Starry Eyed Tarot's fifth birthday. And I'm gonna do my best to go live tomorrow and have a party, a little celebration. I have work earlier in the day, So it probably wouldn't be until a little bit later in the evening. If I can't do it tomorrow, then it will be postponed for the next live, but we will be celebrating my channel's 5th birthday. Shar, thank you very much for your donation, love. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mercedes. Thank you. I wouldn't, if it wasn't for you and all of my devoted starlings, I wouldn't still be here. So it's really thanks to you that Starry Eyed Tarot's gonna be 5. So thank you. You guys make the channel. Shar, please come to the chat. It is your turn. Thank you, love. Yeah, it's hard to believe it was 2021 when I started this channel. So much has changed in 5 years. I've moved twice, different relationships, different jobs. Shar, please come to the chat. It is your turn. Thank you. Hey, Wendy. Happy Saturday to you too, love. How are you? Just had a good day out with friends. Oh, lovely. Good to hear. It's been okay. I've just been I had work earlier today. Really lovely class. And now I'm here. And I worked yesterday and I work tomorrow. So a lot of work this weekend, but all good, all welcomed. Shar, please come to the chat. It is your turn. Thank you. Shar. Shar, please come to the chat. It is your turn, love. Thank you. Shar, please come to the chat. It is your turn. Thank you. Shar, please come to the chat. It is your turn, love. You've got another 10 seconds. All right, hopefully Shar will come back. I will be right back myself. Thank you. Okay, so I still haven't seen Shar. And I've been on for a little over 2 hours. So I'm going to do a last call. Ooh, sorry about that. I'm going to do a last call for all donations tonight. And for Shar. Last call for all donations. If you have a question you'd like me to answer for you tonight, please let me know, and I would be happy to do so. Or if you are Shar, please come to the chat. And Shar, if Shar doesn't come to the chat and I end up ending the live stream, if we don't have any more donations over the next 3 minutes, then we will read for her next time I go live, which will hopefully be tomorrow. As I was saying earlier, I just realized that tomorrow is Starry Tarot's 5th birthday, and I've been saying for a couple months now that I was going to have a party, like a little celebration for Starry Tarot. I didn't know that I was working tomorrow. I picked up a last minute job, so I'll be working until 4 tomorrow, Pacific time. And if I'm not too burnt out, which I shouldn't be, then we will have our little party tomorrow. We'll play games for free readings, and yeah, it will be fun to celebrate my channel turning 5. Last call tonight, last call for any and all donations. Thank you so much. Like I just mentioned, I will do my very best to come on tomorrow to celebrate Starry Tarot's 5th birthday. If I'm not on tomorrow, though, I will be on Monday for sure. Last call tonight, last call for any and all donations, and for Shar. Thank you. Last call for donations tonight. Last call for all donatees. If you have a question for Miss Sophie, please let me know. Otherwise, I will be signing off for the night. Last call, everybody. Last call for all donations and for all Shars. Well, not all Shars, but for Shar, who made her donation. Last call, everybody. Last call for all donations. Thank you. Last call for donations, everybody. Last call. All right, it looks like everyone is happy and taken care of. Shar, if you are watching this, I will read for you next time I go live. Or, Shar, you can also reach out to me over Instagram at Starry. Here's my Instagram. And I can do your reading for you over voice memo, over Instagram, over DMs. Or I can do it via email. But either way, I am going to call it a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you all so very, very much, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Again, if not tomorrow, I will see you on Monday.